Across some of the front pages this morning, Prince Harry's surprise appearance in the High Court yesterday. Harry, along with the likes of Sir Elton John and other celebrities, is suing a newspaper over alleged phone tapping and invasion of privacy. Well, GMB correspondent Nick Dixon joins me now live from the High Court. And Nick, they're expecting Harry to arrive any minute now?
Morning, Lorraine. I think potentially, yes. There's certainly a fair bit of activity here and an expectation that Prince Harry, or indeed one of the other high-profile people involved in this case, will be here. You can see the press pack now. The photographers and the cameramen and women have been here since the early hours, hoping for a shot, an arrival shot. It's going to get very lively here if he does. As we saw yesterday, he kind of shocked us all, really, by appearing at the court case here at the High Court. Prince Harry's travelled quite some distance to be here as well, which I think does highlight really the depth of feeling from him and just how seriously he is taking this case and the allegations involved here. As far as today is concerned, it is day 2 of a 4-day preliminary hearing, which essentially means that the judge will be listening to the legal arguments and determining whether or not this case will go any further. And Prince Harry yesterday certainly was just taking all those arguments in, quite intense legal arguments, digesting it all, making his own notes as well, and that's what will happen today. But as I say, it does show just how seriously he's taking it, because he doesn't need to be here in terms of making any sort of statements or giving evidence. We haven't got to that stage yet. Associated newspapers, we should stress, have denied any wrongdoing whatsoever, Lorraine. And as far as they're concerned, their hope is that this case will be dismissed without a trial. But as I say, the photographers are here, the cameras are here, and the expectation is that Prince Harry may well be here quite soon.
Thank you, Nick. Keep us posted. Thank you very much indeed. Well, Harry has openly spoken about, it's not too strong a word to use, his hatred of the tabloid press, most recently, of course, in both his memoir Spare and TV interviews, including that one with ITN's Tom Bradby. He's often said he blames the paparazzi for the part that they played in his mother's death as well, and claimed that media intrusion was part of the reason that he and his wife Meghan stepped back from royal duties here. Well, join me now, Entertainment Editor Lucie Cave and media lawyer for the firm Carter Ruck, Antonia Foster. Good to see both of you. Thank you. Antonia, this is quite fascinating because, as Nick said, he doesn't have to be here. He doesn't have to actually be in this country, sitting there in the court. He means business, doesn't he?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need to be there. He's not required to give evidence. He hasn't put in any evidence into court, as far as we know, in relation to this. It's purely a legal argument over the course of 4 days. But he obviously is very keen to be here and see how it unfolds.
So what are the claims? What's he saying?
Well, he and a number of other claimants are claiming that A&L, the publishers of the Mail on Sunday, and the Mail newspaper, have over a long period of time, from about 1993 to 2011 is the main period we're looking at, have unlawfully obtained information about him. It's a sort of privacy and a phone hacking case almost rolled into one. And the claims are very serious. They're denied by A&L, but it is alleged that A&L authorised, or journalists working for A&L, tapped phones, tapped cars, tapped houses, paid informants for information, tried to access private information from financial and medical records. This is all a long way from being proven, but that's the nub of the claim today.
And Lucie, it's very interesting. He obviously, as we said, you must feel incredibly strongly about this because, as we said, he doesn't have to be here. He's here in person. With all the security concerns, he was able to come in under the radar, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is quite fascinating to show that you can. He surprised absolutely everybody.
He sure did.
And obviously now there is a complete media circus outside the court. Perhaps he turned up, you know, quietly because he didn't want that. But in the same breath, I think even though he really has actively said he despises the British tabloids, he does know how to make headlines, and he obviously wants this to all the lens to be on him and on this court case for the right reason, because he said to Tom Bradby, you know, it's going to be his life's work to change the media landscape in the UK, and this almost seems to be the first sign of that.
And it was orchestrated in a way, wasn't it? Because you didn't just get them all arriving together. You know, there was they ensured that the interest was there all the time because people came quite staggered, didn't they? They staggered all the arrivals.
Yeah, so it's kind of drip-fed, you know, high-profile celebrities. So Prince Harry was there first. Sir Elton John arrived around lunchtime, and I think what's fascinating when you hear kind of reports from inside the court case, they're sat on like flimsy plastic chairs, just observing what's going on. Nothing like that you're expected, you usually expected them to see. But you know, as we've said, it's not just Prince Harry that is making these claims. So Sir Elton John and David Furnish, they're saying that their private house in Windsor was allegedly phone tapped. His PA and gardener were also targeted as well, and that they saw their birth certificate of their first son for the first time in the newspaper. So there's lots of accusations flying around.
Absolutely is. And Antonia, you know, obviously these celebrities feel very strongly about it, but the most disturbing allegations, and if true, the most horrifying, involve Doreen Lawrence, mother of Stephen, of course. Especially when you think that the Mail, the paper that's being sued, on the famous front page where they named and shamed his killers. And she says that she feels she's let her son down, which is heartbreaking.
Yes, she's reported to have said that she feels that her association with the Mail may have either failed her son or delayed the achievement of justice for him, which is, as you say, it's a heartbreaking thing to hear. And it underlines the strength of feelings surrounding all these cases, I think.
Exactly. Do you think there's no way that they're going to settle, is there? Do you think this will go all the way?
At the moment, we just don't know whether it'll go all the way. The purpose of the hearing over the next coming days and yesterday is to determine whether the action can go forward. So A&L say that it can't go forward, that the claim's been brought too late, should have been brought earlier, and that they rely on information that was before the Levinson inquiry and to which various confidentiality provisions are attached. We'll see what the judge makes of it. He will, I think, almost undoubtedly reserve his judgment and hand it down in a few weeks' time.
It's so fascinating, Lucie. It opens up all sorts of questions because, you know, Prince Harry is here, and we are told that the King is too busy to see him because it was all a surprise. It kind of shines a spotlight again on that relationship, doesn't it? And the relationship generally that Harry has with the royal family.
Completely. I mean, this is the first time he's been in the UK since the funeral of the Queen. And obviously it's 3 months ago that Spare came out. So this is the first time he could have kind of been face-to-face with the King. And I think the King, reportedly, he's in Highgrove, so which is about 2 hours away from the court. So you would think that they could see each other, but...
Well, yeah, he's come thousands of miles. He could, you know, for both of them, they could maybe make something work. Quite extraordinary. But it shows that he can come under the radar, so he could come to the coronation if he wants to, if it all works out, I guess. And this isn't going anywhere at all. As we said, we're expecting to see them all back again today.
Yeah, indeed. And he certainly set himself up as this sort of poster boy for privacy now. And so I think we're going to see a lot more of this. And there's more court cases to come in May with Harry as well.
Absolutely. And Associated Newspapers, of course, as we've said, have denied all the allegations. They've called them preposterous smears. So there we are.